Good evening and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Medford Community Development Board. I'll call the meeting to order. Let's begin with some obligatory procedural matters. This hearing of the Medford Community Development Board is being conducted via remote means. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023. A reminder that anyone who would like to listen to or view this meeting while in progress may do so by accessing the link that was included on the meeting agenda posted on the City of Medford's website. If despite our best efforts, we are not able to provide real-time access, we will post a recording of this meeting on the city's website as soon as possible. A reminder that given the remote nature of this meeting tonight, all votes from the board will be made by roll call. Please know that the project materials for all projects before the board can be viewed on the city's website at medfordma.org. And you can click on current city board filings. Danielle will provide the link in the chat. I'm going to do a roll call. Vice Chair Emily Hederman.
Present.
Peter Cowles.
Present.
It's okay. Ari Fishman.
Present.
Sharad Bacharia.
Present.
And myself, Jackie McPherson. Danielle, can you introduce any staff on the call?
Myself, senior planner in PDS, and Clem Doucette, graduate student intern in our office. And that is everybody for now.
So the first item on the list for our agenda tonight is 290 Salem Street, which is the site plan plus special permit to allow the construction of a 3-story mixed-use building to contain 7 residential units above ground floor commercial space. Danielle, can you please give an update on this project? It's continued from 4/13/24.
Yes, so this matter needs to be continued to the next meeting. I got an update today that they are aiming to have revised plans to me this Friday, and potentially a draft tomorrow for me to react to. I don't recall if at the last meeting I had an update, but we had a very productive meeting last week, which I think will address the concerns. So I'm hopeful that on 5/15 we'll be able to vote on this and issue a decision. So at the next meeting, I'll have some draft conditions in final plans, and I'll have those to you in time for your meeting packets the Friday before the meeting.
Okay, so at this time, I'm going to request a motion for continuance to which is May 15th.
Mm-hmm.
So do I have a motion to continue 290 Salem Street to May 15th, 2024?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Okay, so that was Emily that did the first, and Ari that did the second. And roll call. Vice Chair Emily Hederman.
Aye.
Ari Fishman.
Aye.
Peter Cowles.
Aye.
Sharad Bajracharia.
Aye.
Okay, and so the next item on our agenda is the approval of minutes from 3/20/24 as well as 4/3/24. I believe we need a motion for each one separately. So starting with 3/20/24, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I so move.
And I'll second.
Vice Chair Emily Hedman,
Aye.
Ari Fishman,
Aye.
Peter Kauf,
Aye.
Sharad Bajracharya,
Aye.
and myself, Jackie McPherson, I'm an aye. And just to back up on the continuance of 290 Salem Street, I did not give an aye, but I was an aye for 290, continuance 515. I just realized I didn't include myself. And I also need a motion for the approval of minutes for 4/3/24.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Vice Chair Emily Hedman,
Aye.
Ari Fishman,
Aye.
Peter Kauf,
Aye.
Sharad Bajracharya,
Aye.
and myself, Jackie McPherson, I'm an aye. And so that brings us to our final agenda item, and that's zoning overhaul updates that the city was going to give an update on. At this point, Danielle, we've agreed that you're going to send us some materials to review first and perhaps put it on the next meeting.
Yeah, so it looks like Director Hunt just emailed out the memo, so you should have it now, not to discuss tonight, but just so you know that this is the one that came through, that you can review. Also, she included the slides to the presentation to the City Council Subcommittee meeting that was held on Wednesday. So those are alternating Wednesdays from you all's meeting. And his associates gave that presentation to the new subcommittee is called, it's the permitting and planning, maybe zoning subcommittee. They've all been renamed and that one is not rolling off the tongue. If you were unable to watch that, you don't have to, but if you wanted to see the presentation, you could go on to the medfordtv.org or whatever the Medford Community Media website is, those recordings where all the city board meetings are. Folks can review that or watch that to see the questions and the conversations that occurred then. Basically, it was going through the timeline and what issues will be tackled first this fiscal year and which will be started next fiscal year, starting in July. So it's more of like the low-hanging fruit, urgent things that don't need further study. And then we'll get into the real meaty stuff in FY25.
Awesome. So before I go to adjournment, do you want, is there anything from miscellaneous that the board or city staff will want to discuss outside of the zoning overhaul updates?
I don't have anything else.
So now I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
I moved.
I'll second the motion.
Vice Chair Emily Hedman,
Aye.
Ari Fishman,
Aye.
Peter Kauf,
Aye.
Sharad Bajracharya,
Aye.
and myself, Jackie McPherson, I'm an aye. Thank you, everyone. See you on the 15th. And I guess we will review, in the interim, we'll review the materials that Alicia has sent out.
Bye, everyone.
Have a nice night.
Have a great night.